Welcome.
Hello, everyone.
BotGames Season 2, Week 2 is now in the books as of this broadcast. So super excited for everyone who was able to join us for this week's challenges. Lara, how did it go this week?
This week, I saw many people like retrying the same challenge, this week's challenge. I think even more than last week.
Yeah,
Um, they were trying to improve their times and like use different packages or like even a different logic. So I saw many people that were like posting their first time and then they did a follow-up post and then like on the comments like a third approach. So that was very fun.
yeah. I think it's because the time discrepancies were greater, right? The first week
Yes.
it was like everyone had just a fraction of a second difference. Now it's like
Mm-hmm.
you start to see some pretty big differences.
Exactly. Quick reminder, we are doing a poll on pollev.com/go be great. So join us, answer the questions. We are going to take a look at it in just a moment. And we also have an agenda for today, right?
Absolutely.
So we are going to quickly share tips on this week's challenge. We're also giving away tons of swag. And there's also a new feature release. So you want to stay tuned to the end to see this new feature and also a preview for the next week's challenge. And we're going to find out what is the true purpose of the GUIDs on the success model once you get the results. And there's like that 36 character hash in there.
That's right.
You're going to
Yeah.
find out what you can do with it. And it's pretty cool. So
For sure. Want people to stick around for that. So this week's challenge, we were doing a quarter close challenge, and this one was a bit unique because it was much closer to a real use case for work-related bots than it was last week, where it was bidding on auctions. But we just had to basically give 12 transactions. You had to look at each of the 12 transactions, read some of their details, go log into this simulated banking app, and then try to look up each of those transactions to see if we could actually find a match. If we could, we marked it as verified. If we couldn't, then we marked it as unverified. And this is the process that financial lines of business, where in any organization, are doing at a quarterly basis just to
a
make sure that
lot.
their books are correct at the end of the quarter. So Laura, let's talk about some tips for this week's challenge. So number one, I think, and a lot of people got this very quickly, is DOMX path manipulation, right? When you're trying to read each of those 12 elements that we had for the different transactions, you can modify the DOMX path to make that a little bit more dynamic so that as you're looping through all 12 of those, you don't necessarily have to do your cloning 12 different times for each of those elements. You can do it once and then make a dynamic DOMX path. So if you didn't figure that part out, be sure to check out the solution tutorial that we released yesterday. It's available at the developer portal. Arjun does a great job of explaining how that works. And it's the
Yes.
same process that I think many of us follow, where it's basically, I'm going to grab the DOMX path, put it in a notepad, and see if I can find that pattern. What was the next tip that you want to share?
We also saw some people using the run JavaScript action to quickly switch between pages or tabs or to quickly change the links, click faster. And also using the web automation package, which allows you to use that JavaScript as well. And I think that it did result in interesting times, maybe a little faster, maybe not. In the end, I think I'm still with the same message that we had from last week, which is that using the recorder allows us to get like a pretty good time. Like it's pretty fast if you compare it with the manual process. So you can do it if you want, but also the recorder works wonders.
Yeah, for sure. And I totally agree with that. I think that the web automation and JavaScript capabilities are awesome. Maybe not needed for this kind of use case, right? The recorder actually does really well at this stuff.
Yes.
And then the last tip we had here was keeping track of the accounts checked. And so we saw some people being creative with that. And I think that that also led to some really good times. Having all the accounts on different tabs was one approach. The approach that Arjun shared in the tutorial, which I thought was really cool, was using a data dictionary, right? And then having these key value pairs of like, this is the name of the account, this is a DOMX path to reference it, right? And then that way your
Yes.
code could be super dynamic to be able to click those links without having like a ton of if statements that are like if else, if else, if else. You just have one place where you're looking to switch to those accounts.
Yeah,
Lara,
that was pretty
from
neat.
our survey, did we get any people who
Yes.
wanted to share tips that we got?
Let me get this here. Oh, I think I have to. Oh, they're going to show up. Okay. So we have a few answers. So different approaches to solve the challenge and reduce the timings as well. As long as the website response is good, automation scope will be very effective and less time consuming. That's right. In many cases, I think our bots can go extremely fast, but like the website won't go as fast as the bot. So we have to be prepared for that. Hotkeys to switch between tabs. I think I saw that one on LinkedIn.
I hadn't seen that.
Recorder.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I think I saw someone, they mentioned that they used the hotkeys and that it saved them a little bit of time, which I thought was interesting. Data table.
A lot of people putting the data in the data table and just reading off that after they read all of the
Great.
Okay. A lot of people just learned great. That's great.
OCR, okay. Ghetto children values.
So I guess you could have
Interesting.
used OCR to switch between the accounts, right? That would technically work probably well, but I think the DOMX path might be a safer approach. Cool.
Yeah, I think so.
That's awesome to see so many different approaches. A lot of people want to go be great. Friendship.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. Dynamic HTML handling. I am going to actually kick off the next poll, which we saw data table in there, right? So we want to ask you this one. Let me open it for you. Do you think, maybe this is going to be a little bit controversial, do you think that most people who completed the challenge followed the rules? I'm going to hide this in here for a little bit so we can take a peek at the shoutouts, and then we can get back to it and see like what is the ratio. So we have, for our next category of swag, we are going to talk about the profile pictures, Micah.
Yeah.
So a few people, we looked around and we got like everyone that we could find. And from last year, some people had their profile pictures with the BotGames T-shirt, which I'm rocking right now. So this is the previous version. This is from August last year. So we wanted to give a shout out for everyone that has the BotGames T-shirt on the profile picture. That was awesome to see. This is our Flashback Friday. If you guys want to get those screenshots ready, right? Because this is a spotlight for all of you. So let's take a look. We have
all of these people completed challenges, right? So this is like the weirdest category. It's like you're wearing a BotGames shirt and you completed a
challenge.
Love it.
So that we have Guilherme Marcato in here. We have Pradnya Mind, which also she just did a video with us, and it's up on developer portal, and she talks about what BotGames means to her. So after this, be sure to check that out. We'll leave a link in the chat.
I was going to say, she had a great post this week where she talked about the difference between doing that challenge manually versus in version 11 versus in Automation 360, which I thought was awesome, right? It's really cool to keep in perspective that like the alternative to this is doing it manually, which would be just not a fun job to do, right?
Exactly. And that's what keeps me on that thought of the recorder. Like if I end up like scraping like 5 seconds, does it really matter that much if the manual process takes, I don't know, 200, 300 seconds? I don't think so. I think the recorder works well, and that's also easier for others to read my code. So I have to think about the QA on this and how other people can maintain my code.
Yep.
So thank you, Pradnya, for that.
A360 was like 2.5 times faster than B11.
Yes,
so that was a really interesting comparison.
It was faster. So that was a pretty cool post. It's up on our LinkedIn page if you guys want to check it out later. We also have Shakir Mohammed. He also is rocking the BotGames T-shirt. So well done. He's a senior automation engineer at Data Semantics. And let me skip this one. Okay. We have Mary Mina Xavier. She's also an RPA developer at HCL Technologies, rocking the BotGames T-shirt. Well done. those were all the people for our Flashback Friday category. So congrats. If you completed the challenge, you're getting swag. And thanks for joining us and for sticking around and for, sharing, the bot games world with other developers. Let me actually bring up the poll in here and see how we're doing. Oh, wow, it's not that controversial. So 81% of you agree that most people who completed the challenge followed the rules.
We had an interesting post in automate or on the YouTube channel. It says follow the rules, but rules should be stricter. I opened a link through the challenge page, logged into the website, didn't cache the data. However, I did refresh the challenge page after, but it didn't say I can't do that in the rules. So we will come back to that as we talk about what's happening for week 3, because we'll talk about how that's going to work for week 3, and we're going to make sure that no one can cheat in week 3, which will be really fun. But yeah, I agree with you. We should have said you can't refresh. People did that, but it's fine, right? Like, we're having fun. We want people to be learning Automation Anywhere. We want them to have fun with creatively solving problems. So, definitely not coming on anyone who did it.
Yes. Thanks for joining this poll, guys. Micah, do you want to introduce the next category?
Yeah.
We have the early birds.
Category. Yeah, the next category is the early birds. So these are the people who finished it first, right? Like the very first people we saw post their solution after we released the challenge. Again, we come up with like just really weird categories just because it's fun to do that. But yeah, these are the people who solved it first. They didn't have the benefit of seeing other tips on LinkedIn or figuring out how these were being done by others. So, Lara, you want to go through the names on this? Sorry.
Yes. So we have Haresh Hajasekaran. He was the first one here, as the gift says. We also have Muruganandam Subramanian, and he was also the first few. And also Hemant G. And these were the first 3 people to complete the challenge. And as Micah mentioned, we come up with these, different fun, weird categories. So there's another poll up for you right now, which is asking what fun categories should we use for next week's shout out. So be sure to check that out.
The more specific, right?
Like the more specific, the better. Yeah. Do fill out again, polev.com/go-be-great. The link is in the chat for LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. And we are going to take a look at the next category, and we'll be back for the poll.
Very cool.
So for this next portion of shoutouts, we have the bot station pictures. Have you guys seen the LinkedIn post with Micah's bot station, mine, and Argent's? And have you guys seen it? It's up on Automation Anywhere LinkedIn right now. And we were asking you guys to share your bot stations where you are building your bots. So we have a few of those pictures in here. Same deal. If you shared it and if you completed the challenge, you win swag. So congrats to everyone here. Get the screenshots ready because you can, get your full picture in here. So we have Havindra Maduli for this one, rocking 3 laptops.
Yeah, plus like a third category. He's wearing a BotGames shirt.
Season
1. He completed the challenge and he showed his bot station.
Yes, that's pretty cool. Yes, that's right. Awesome. We also have Paul Kumar. Which I like that he has, there's a book in here. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this, but he has a book on the Robotic Process Automation Handbook, which got me thinking, why didn't I have that? I need to get that as well.
And his accreditation certificates.
On the right side, yeah. Yeah, that's on the background on the right side.
I love that.
It's pretty sweet. Congrats, Raul. I see advanced, masters. So well done. Thanks for joining. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, he did all these more than once for sure, right? I've seen him posting times that were improving. Yes. And that's the fun thing about BotGames is like you try it once, you see how other people are doing it, you think about it, and like it bothers you that you didn't get the fastest time or you think you could do better, so you try a different approach, and that's an awesome way to learn for sure.
Exactly. The next one we have Shukhinder, and he actually did a tutorial on his YouTube channel. which I thought it was pretty sweet. He had like even his camera on, and he explained what the challenge is, what the what the objective is, how you can build your bot for that. And what I liked the most, I think, was that he did like the first portion of his video. He showed like the basic bot build, with ifs and like more hard-coded stuff, and then he shows a more complex approach, like with a dynamic really approach, which I think it's awesome, because when you're getting started, it might be a little bit difficult to grasp that concept of dynamic, variables and the dynamic DOMX path. So he did the basic thing first, got the bot working, and then he showed like how to do it in a dynamic way, which I thought was pretty sweet as well. So well done. And I think we have another one. Yes, we have Hamji Hum. Thank you so much for sharing. Here's his bot station. I love the plants on this one.
Also, his
my
is
bot
super
station is
clean.
super clean, no
His
wires.
desk embarrasses mine. Mine is like just a rat's nest of cables just wadded up.
Exactly.
Sometimes I have cables that I don't actually have anything plugged into them, but I just tie them up in that wad just to keep them in there.
Oh no, yeah, because I think on my picture you can see like some cables going up from and down from the displays and stuff. I have to organize this because it was organized at some point, but then I changed things around, so they were all loose. And then I tied them together, and they're just like they're here. It's like
great.
Wires everywhere.
He did a great job, and he's got the completion modal showing up in his screenshot.
In his screenshot,
nailed it.
Awesome, congrats. And also last one for this category, we have Kratika Nanore, which she shared a video of her bot station, and there was music playing in the background, and it was like a very cool vibe. I really liked that. And the headphones.
The headphones are sweet. Changing colors and stuff.
Changing colors, awesome. RGB, very gives me a very like late night, coding. So I really enjoyed it. Thank you for sharing. Let's take a look at the poll results.
Some very specific categories.
Yes, we have last minute submission.
Okay, we could do that.
Consistency, interesting.
We will have a way to reward consistency, so we'll be sure of that.
The Turtle Achiever.
I do like that one. I saw one that I might give that award to.
Most liked posts, most referrals, PDF, and website.
Whoa, someone knows something.
Largest scene participation. Yes, I like that one.
Most severe error message.
Hi, hello. Hi again, hello.
Yeah, those are good. I do like the...
I think we're going to have a ton of highs in here.
I don't know if I'm going to shout anyone out for being the absolute slowest, but I do like the idea of the last minute submission. I think that's a cool one. We could do that.
Yes.
And more surprises. All right, we'll figure out some other cool ones. I do like the last minute one. I think that's a really cool one though.
Yes. So let's
we have one more category, right?
Next category. And let me check something. 3. Okay, let's go to the next category. Okay. This one, we wanted to have even more people in here, but this is just like a tiny sample of everyone that recorded, a tutorial, a video of the bot running. And this is actually the tutorial from Shakjinder, and he's the guy that had his bot station as well. And that's like a screenshot of his actual tutorial, so that's pretty cool. So Girish Pandey, Shoaib Bade, Mark Miller, Nichin Reggie, and Shakjinder, well done. You guys are getting swag. Thank you so much for your efforts, for recording, for sharing. I know that I think many of you did completed the challenge a few times, not only once. So that's pretty cool. And thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, these are great. It's always awesome to see when someone shows their bot actually running, right? Just putting up a modal that has like an insane time or any specific time. Someone could obviously modify the HTML if they wanted to and do it that way. But when they actually show it running, then you get a sense for how they're doing it. Even if you don't see the code, you can kind of understand, like looking at it, like, oh, they must have done a refresh because this video is 13 seconds long, but the time says 2 seconds on their submission. So this was great to see people putting that together and sharing those. And I think what's really awesome about this is like it takes a little bit of time to put together a video and share that. And so it's awesome that people are that engaged and that dialed in on these. So that was for sure fun to see. And by the way, all the people who are shouting out, you're getting swag. We're sending out those swag emails later today.
Yes.
So if you're getting shouted out on here, you are getting a swag code that's on the way.
Awesome. Well, those are all the shoutouts we have for today. And for our next bit in here, we are going to review the purpose of the GUIDs on the success bottle. So are you guys ready for that?
Let's get that up, and then you can get. We'll show exactly how it works, right?
Yes.
So the deal with these GUIDs is that as you complete a challenge, we're storing your results so that we have a record of like who did it, what time they got, stuff like that, right? We're kind of authenticating each of these results. If you take that GUID, and this is why we told you to store them as we were doing the week 1 tutorial, and now into week 2, I think we said the same thing. But you can take that GUID. You'll be able to go to this URL here, which is developer.automationanywhere.com/botgames/validate. You can enter your GUID of a successful submission. You can enter your name, and then you can enter your email address, and you'll be able to download a PDF certificate of the completion of this challenge, right? So this is a cool way to recognize officially, this is the time I got, this is the, whatever my score was. And so first off, this is only going to work for successful submissions. So if you completed a challenge and you got like a score of a 13%, we're not going to generate a certificate on that. So this is only for successes.
Right.
Let's show exactly how this process works and show what a certificate looks like, Lara.
Yes, let's do it. Let me get that. Developer, automation anywhere, BotGames/validate.
And this is available right now. So if you guys want to go do this yourself, hang with us here as we finish off this live stream, but you can go do it right afterwards, and you can generate these certificates for your very own. And this will work for both week 1, week 2, and week 3. So you'll be able to do that for all 3 of these. So Lara's got a couple GUIDs here that she's going to put together, and we're going to show exactly how this works.
There we go. So I have a couple of them. So you paste it in here. Let me get my name and my email. Let's hit download. So let me save this one and open it. So there we have it. This is my certificate for this week's challenge, one of them. And I think that this is pretty cool. I can't wait to see like everyone sharing their certificates on LinkedIn, and do tag us so we can, give a like, give a comment, and see your certificates. So developer.automationerror.com/botgames/validate. It's up right now. You can get your certificate as well. And I think it's time for our next poll. Micah, what do you think?
We can do that. Now, one other thing I want to mention on these certificates, we want you to get them for all 3 of the challenges, right? We're going to call this the BotGames Trifecta Challenge, where you have completed all 3 of the BotGames Season 2 challenges. And we're going to try and do something special for the people who have done all 3. So I know someone mentioned that as a category, which was to say, what was it? Like stick-to-itiveness, or the person who has been, consistency. So we're going to be rewarding consistency. One other question we got in the chat, can GUIDs only be used once? Yes, they can. So if you post your picture of your GUID on social media, right, and you've already claimed that certificate, if someone else tries to go claim on that GUID, they will be able to download a certificate, but it's going to have your name in it, right? So each of the GUIDs can only be claimed once. So make sure you fill yours in. If you don't want other people to use your GUID, claim your certificate before posting it on social. And then that way, that is 100% attributed to you. If you need to rerun your bot to generate a new certificate, you can do that as well. But these are unique identifiers, and once they are claimed, they are tied to you and your email address.
Perfect.
Okay, let's do our next poll and introduce our final topic for the day.
Yes. Let me get the last poll going on. So pollev.com/gobigreat. I just activated a new poll. And let me actually go one slide forward, because we are going to take a sneak peek and see what is going on for the next week's challenge. So
go ahead, introduce the poll.
Yes. So the poll is, have you ever had your credit card stolen? And kind of a bummer. Wow, many people did get their credit card stolen. No. Oh, now it's okay. Now I feel a little bit better. No, but I know someone that I'm on the third category. No, but I know someone that had their credit card stolen.
Mine has been stolen like multiple times. And it's not because I'm just like taking pictures of them and put them on social. Like, I think I've used gas stations that have skimmers on them, and people will read those. And they end up selling those credit card numbers. So that is a teaser for what we're going to be doing for our week 3 challenge. Week 3 is all about scraping stolen credit card numbers, which is like the most fun thing you could be doing with RPA and not really get in trouble. So this is going to be a really fun challenge. I'm excited for that one to come out Monday. It's a hard challenge. I'll say that up front. It's much more difficult than week 1 or week 2. It's a very difficult challenge. So we're really excited for that one. It comes out Monday at, I think it's 10:30 a.m. IST. And
I think that's right.
You'll be able to start that challenge. Like I said, be ready for it. It's a really fun one. It's all about how financial institutions can deal with stolen credit card numbers. And so it is a realistic challenge, but it's also a fun one too. So again, make sure you're registered. Make sure that you share screenshots as you complete those on the hashtag BotGames. Tag 3 of the developers and claim your certificates, right? Get your certificates for week 1, week 2, and then once you've completed this one, week 3 of the BotGames Season 2 challenges.
And you can close the trifecta.
Lara, any final thoughts for this week?
I think that's it. I think we covered pretty much everything. Again, thank you so much for each and every one of you that is sharing the screenshots, that is helping others on LinkedIn posts, 8 people, YouTube. It does make a difference when all of us reached out to each other, and that's awesome to see. We are looking at tons of posts and seeing all of you sharing and commenting and really supporting each other. So that's awesome. That's this is about. So thank you for joining us, and stay tuned for the next challenge.
Yes, absolutely. I promise it's a fun one. Go be great.
Thank you so much.